Hi everyone, can you believe it? We're already at day 7 with Spellbinder's Crafty Advent Calendar. It's so exciting opening up the doors each day to see what's hiding behind them. And day 7 I think is my favorite to date. This door revealed a 3-piece layering stencil set. Love this design. I'm going to be working with Distress Oxide inks and I'm stenciling on some teal cardstock. I'm inking up the first stencil using a beautiful gray-green called Evergreen Bough. On each of the stencils there are registration marks in the corners to help line up one stencil to the next. I did use them for my first go around with this stencil set, but really the design is easily lined up and it's not necessary. For the second stencil, I applied a beautiful blue-green peacock feathers. Typically when I'm stenciling, I'll apply the ink using blending brushes. Because I was stenciling colored cardstock, I wanted the ink to go on quite heavily, so elected to use a blender tool. Of course, you can achieve this with a blending brush, but I just find it's a lot more work. For my third stencil layer, I'm applying a deep blue called Chipped Sapphire. This project, I stenciled the design 2 times. I'm not sure why I did it this way, but I actually did them separate and then had to cut the tiles out and put them together. I have another project coming up where I've actually joined the small stencils together and they line up easily. So anyways, for this project, this is how I did it. I chalked this up to not knowing exactly where I was taking this. And so I ended up cutting all 4 sides and really I just needed to cut one. Then it became clear that I was going to create a tag. So for my second little stencil design, I did cut it just once and then taped the 2 tiles together. Then I used the die from the Create a Decorative die set. The tag was then adhered to a plain white tag. Where the 2 pieces joined was not really noticeable, and I was going to be adding some additional pieces on top, so sometimes things just evolve, but it worked out. The sentiment and decoration for this tag will be from the Outline Sentiments die set. I was going for a monochromatic feel, so I'm working with a dark blue cardstock and then 2 shades of teal. So I've got all my little flowers assembled and I have die cut several leaves, and now I can start putting this together. I'm using the words for you. This die set comes with both a shadow die and then the scripty word. The shadow die was used to cut fancy silver glitter paper. The word die cuts are quite fine, and so I try to apply the glue in a thin stream, but then I'll use my fingers, just kind of knock off the excess glue so that it doesn't squeeze out onto the glitter cardstock. The For You has been adhered to the tag on an angle. The teal ribbon has been looped through the hole on the tag, and I was out of camera and I apologize for that. And then I start combining the leaves and the flowers and adhering them to the tag to create a floral bouquet. For most projects, I have everything pretty much planned out. Of course, I'll make some tweaks here and there, but not this one. It just unfolded. Although this is an unusual way for me to approach a project, I'm actually happy with how it turned out. And then finally, I finish up with the last couple of little tiny flowers. Nuvo Glitter Drops White Blizzard will be used to accent the center of the flowers and also used to embellish in and around the little bouquets at the top and the bottom of the tag. In spite of the name White Blizzard, these droplets actually dry clear, but they are super glittery and gorgeous. They do take drying time though, and I leave them overnight. I finish up by cutting the ribbons at an angle. I hope you enjoyed this video using this great stencil set found in Day 7 of Spellbinder's Crafty Advent Calendar. I hope you'll join me for Day 8. It is awesome. As always, I appreciate your visit.